It was my 65th birthday, baby. I woke up before the sun. The house still quiet except for the hum of the old fridge and the birds singing outside my window. I stretched, smiled, and whispered a thank you to the Lord for letting me see another year. I made my coffee, sliced myself a piece of leftover pound cake, and thought, now surely my boy gone call today. Every year, no matter how far he lived or how busy he was, he always called. Sometimes it was quick, sometimes it was late, but he always remembered. I went ahead and put on my good robe, the pink one with the satin trim, little candle that smelled like vanilla, and home. I sat in my favorite chair, phone right next to me, waiting. Morning turned to noon. Noon turned to evening. That phone sat there, quiet as a grave. I kept checking it, tapping the screen like maybe I missed a ring, but there was nothing. Now, I tried to make excuses for him. Maybe he's busy, maybe he forgot the date, maybe something came up, but deep down, a mother knows when she's been pushed to the back of somebody's mind. The kind of quiet that comes after that realization, it's heavy, baby. It sits on your heart like a stone. I stare at that birthday cake on the counter. Just me, one slice missing, one candle still unlit, and I felt tears roll down my face. Not angry tears, just lonely ones. The next day, I decided to do something different. I went still. No calls, no texts, no Sunday check-ins. You see, sometimes silence is the loudest sound you can make. I wanted him to feel what I felt. How cold it gets when someone who used to fill your world suddenly disappears from it. 2 weeks passed. Not a word. Then one evening, I heard tires crunching in the driveway. I peeked through the curtain, and there he was, my boy, grown man now, but still my baby. He had flowers in one hand and a grocery store cake in the other. His eyes looked tired, guilty, and soft all at once. He knocked, and when I opened the door, he said, "Mama, I've been trying to reach you. You mad at me?" I just looked at him, didn't say a word. Let him stand there in that silence for a moment. He shifted his feet, sighed, and said, "I know I forgot your birthday, Mama. I'm sorry. Work got crazy, and He stopped, looking at the floor. I took a deep breath, stepped aside, and said, "Come on in, baby." He sat down at my kitchen table, the same one where I used to feed him oatmeal and tell him to chase his dreams. I placed that store-bought cake in front of him and lit the candle myself. Then I said, "You know, child, it wasn't the cake or the call I missed. It was you. You don't know how loud a mother's heart gets when her child goes quiet." He looked up, eyes wet. "Mama, I didn't mean to hurt you." I smiled just a little. "I know, baby, but sometimes lessons don't come from anger. They come from absence." He nodded slow, teachin in, and reached for my hand. I'll never forget again. And I believed him, not because of his words, but because of the way he said them, like a man who finally understood the price of forgetting. Now, every birthday since, he's the first one on my porch before sunrise, knocking on the door with a smile, a hug, and a new bouquet of flowers. But what I don't know is that year he forgot. That was the one that changed everything. It reminded me that love don't always need noise to be strong, and that sometimes you gotta let folks feel your silence before they can appreciate your voice again. Moral: when someone forgets your worth, don't remind them with anger. Let your silence teach them what your presence used to give.